Hi, my name is Jalaja Grayson, and my topic is high school students should do these 5 things before graduating. Before you graduate high school, you still have things to do as an individual, graduating and preparing for your next step in their lives. I can't really inform you about the things you should do after graduation because a lot of students have different plans after high school. But I can inform you that it's supposed to be how it's supposed to be if the students decide to go to college. The first thing a student should do is make sure they have good grades and passing toward their school or district criteria for graduation. The second thing is apply to your first 3 main colleges that you want to go to, then apply to other schools. So you can have options if you don't get into your first 3 schools. The third thing is your first year as a high school student, you should apply to scholarships and take advantage of those so you don't have to take out any loans. The fourth thing is to communicate with your guidance counselor and to make sure you're on track for graduation so nothing will pop up last minute. And talk about your colleges and what's best for you. The fifth thing is to make sure you have your cap and gown and pay for any senior packages that your school may have. Making sure you're on top of everything before graduation is very important. Before you graduate, you need to make sure you have good grades and passing, and it's passing. If you don't, then you won't graduate. I know when I was in high school, my senior year was splendid. It was fast and it was easy for me, mainly because I took 2 classes at my home school and I traveled to a different county and took 1 class, which equaled 2 classes, if that makes sense. That class was criminal justice and it was an easy A. But my other classes I took were very easy because my previous teachers and my teachers I had helped me to succeed and when I needed help. Plus, I had friends that helped me, and I helped them when they needed it. So, grades are the most important thing you need to do before you graduate, especially classes that you failed in the past. If you have to make up any classes before you graduate, then you should have did that. You should do that before like your senior year. So, if you don't like if you do have classes that you had to retake, then you probably will have to take it during the summer and graduate in the summer or retake the whole 12th grade just in general. Applying for colleges is the best way to get accepted and fast and prepare for colleges to let me start over. Applying for colleges early is the best way to get accepted fast and prepare for college. I remember the time I was in high school, I applied to school around November to get an early acceptance. My dream school was to get in Clark, Atlanta, but I noticed that they had a certain GPA you had to have. And I graduated high school with a 2.8 GPA. So I never applied. I went with the next best thing, which was Savannah College of Arts and Design. But I saw that they didn't accept financial aid, and the application fee was $100, which I didn't have either. So I didn't. So my last option was Clayton State University. It was a school I wanted to attend, but it was in the back of my head for a moment, and I rekindled it and applied. So after I applied, not knowing if I were going to get in or not, I applied to 2 other schools, Georgia Gwinnett and Savannah State, which I got into both schools. I got accepted into Georgia Gwinnett College around December-ish 2022, and I got accepted into Savannah State the date of my move into Clayton State. So after I got accepted into those colleges, I decided to test my luck and apply to 2 schools, one out of the state of Georgia and the other in the state of Georgia. And I also got into both of those schools. So applying early saves a lot of time. Apply to scholarships early while they're around to help you pay for college. It'll help you. I remember I tried to apply, but no one got back to me in time, so I was forced to apply for loans. My suggestion would be to apply for scholarships around your second semester junior year in high school, or the summer, or the first semester of your senior year. My voice. Communicating with your guidance counselor is a must because they can help you with everything. Well, it's supposed to be your main priority. You're supposed to be their main priority because you're a senior and you're graduating. Knowing that, when I was in high school, my counselor was the worst at helping me, but she was a good person. I had to constantly email and show up at her office to make sure I was on track with graduation, make sure that there were no pop-ups because I wanted to graduate with my class. And I kept going to her office to have her mail my final transcript to Clayton State because they was asking for it, and she never sent it. So after I graduated, Clayton State had said that they didn't get my transcript and I had to send it. So I had to call a whole bunch of people to get my final transcript, and finally they got it and sent it to Clayton State. Counselors are there to also give advice and help you succeed, so definitely go see yours. Lastly, make sure you order your cap and gown early. Lastly, make sure you order your cap and gown early so it can come before you graduate, because legally, if you don't have your cap and gown, then you can't cross the stage unless your school got an extra or decoy for you to use for that day. But also buy one so you can call it your own and look at it hanging up each day in your closet or wherever you will hang it up. That's an accomplishment. Also, get the senior. Also, get away. Okay. Also, get the senior package for your school and get that paid, and get a yearbook, especially a yearbook dedicated to your class for memories. In high school, I made sure my cap and gown, my dues were paid early. That was the first thing I paid, believe it or not. Only thing is I was behind on my senior pictures because I couldn't pay for that. But the teacher gave me a referral and I took the pictures for free of charge just so I can have a picture in the yearbook. To conclude everything, I would say that the main two things to worry about before you graduate is those grades. You can't think about college if your grades aren't up and you aren't caught up with your classes. Personally, I started getting my grades up since I was 10th grade. When I was in 9th grade, I failed every single course except history and my electives, which was art and my electives. So not only did I have to take one class during the summer, I had to take like 2 other classes, 4 other classes, so I can get caught up. And I graduated with a 2.8, and now I'm in college in the same situation, but I know I would do harder and better this semester and next year and in the future.